Hi there, I'm Mike. What I have for you today is the Kickstarter Spawn. I had no warning that this was coming, no email saying that it had been shipped, no shipping tracker, whatever, nothing. Just kind of showed up out of the blue in my Amazon hub in my apartment, which means that it probably wasn't shipped via USPS, probably FedEx, but I have no idea because as of right now, haven't even seen a tracking number other than extra. Oh, it says FedEx. It says it right there. Smart guy. Anyways, I have not even opened this. If you're not in the know, if you're just watching this because you're watching something, I don't know. I don't know how the YouTube algorithm works. Back in, I think it was July or maybe August. I think it was July. 2020 is a blur. There was a Kickstarter by Todd Macfarlane, and he wanted to do just a really kick-ass Spawn figure. And it was gonna have all kinds of stuff and accessories and whatnot. And instead of, just making it, I guess, he kickstarted it. I guess there's less failure there. Like if no one wants to buy it, it just doesn't go through. So there's less of a gamble on his end on whether or not people will want it. I don't think a world exists where people wouldn't want this. But what that means is that if you didn't support the Kickstarter, there's no official way of buying this. That's it. It's done. If you want one of these because you're watching it right now, you have to go for like eBay or a store that bought a bunch, because people could buy as many as they want. They made them to order. So there's no scalping involved. If someone wanted to buy 100, then they could buy 100 if they can afford 100. But as I go through here, there were tons of different options for the way you bought it. Just so you know, I bought this just vanilla. It's classic Spawn. There was a signature you could get. I didn't get that. I mean, I like Todd Macfarlane, but not enough to pay the extra money for the signature. I think there was also something else you got with that signature, like an extra, I think it was a head, but I just didn't do it. There were also 3 different versions of this, just so you guys know. These little plastic things are going everywhere. It's nice that they were in the box. It smells like a pool. I know they put a lot into this to make sure that the boxes came to the US as good as they possibly could be. So there's a sub box within the box. We have boxception. Now we have to go one deeper. But anyway, there were 3 versions of this figure alone. There was classic, which is what I got. There was modern, which is fine, but not my favorite Spawn. And then there's the artist proof, which, to be honest, I'm sure there are people out there that went gaga over it, but that's just not something I care about. At no point do I want a black and white version of a figure. I want paint. I want to see it in color. But there was options, for getting all 3, and then you got extra stuff on top of that for getting all 3. As it is, this figure, it was expensive. I think after shipping, it was something like $70. I think it was like $50, and then like $20 shipping or something like that. There's a lot of protection in here. Just so you know, this is one deeper. I think this is the actual box here. I guess I'll just kind of do this. So that's 2 boxes, lots of cardboard to recycle here, but I'll probably let my cat play with it for a little bit. Lots of stuff to throw away, but my box got here to me in absolutely perfect fashion here. So it says Spawn, nice foil right there. You can see my lights catching it. It kind of looks pretty cool. It's like Spawn. On this side, we have the symbol. It's kind of a black on black symbol. Same thing on this side. And then on the front, we have Spawn, 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 and then a foil Spawn down here. It is a nice looking box. I like it a lot. There's even a serial number on the bottom of the box. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna open this thing. I'm gonna give you guys the experience. I didn't want to open this without documenting it somehow, because Todd, he released a bunch of videos and he just made it sound so cool. This is the inside of the box there. You get a nice kind of black on black, and again, you can see it goes all the way. I don't know what I'm doing. It goes all the way over. And then there's this nice little pull tab. Now I was saving this moment because he made a big deal about this in here, and he said, "You're gonna make faces," his voice. So I wanted to see if I made those faces by opening it up. So let's see. So far, no, it's just styrofoam. Now there's paper here. People literally just want to see the figure. They're like, get to the figure. I'm getting to it. There's a build up here. There's a process to unboxing things, and sometimes it takes longer than others. In this case, Todd just put a bunch of shit in boxes and I have to take it out. It's an unboxing. There's the little checklist of everything that you got. I'm not going to read what it says at the top, just something saying like, oh, we love you, whatever. See, the original 1994 Spawn, which is what this is based off of. This is basically just an update to that original Spawn. It was 5.5 inches. This is a 7-inch figure. So it's, an 1.5 inches larger. It comes with a bunch more articulation. It comes with more weapons. Comes with a cape with steel hinges. I don't know why that's a selling point, but it is, I guess. There's a lot of stuff that it comes in there. I'm not gonna go over it because you're about to see it. It's the whole point. So let's see what happens when we pull this away. Those were the faces he said we'd make. I mean, sure, I'll make those faces just because I feel like it's obligatory. Obligatory? Said that wrong the first time, but I recovered it on the back end. So this is what I get in the box. We get the figure itself, but I think I need to pull everything out of here before I get into that. I'll show you what it looks like. I don't want to drop anything because there's like loose stuff in there. This is what it looks like. That is a nice presentation. So let's take a look at the accessories here. First, we get this sword. Necro sword right there. This was one of like the stretch goals that there weren't official stretch goals. He just kept adding shit in like, oh, we had this many people now, so I'm just gonna throw in a weapon. I've got this many people. I'm just gonna throw in, steel chains instead of plastic ones. Something that he never even talked about. Is it just one of these? It's just one of these. Is this little like I think he called it a necro knife. It's a knife made out of a little necro energy. I'm gonna take a break from this for a second. Just a little backstory on me and Spawn. I have almost no connection to Spawn. I remember seeing Spawn toys before I knew anything about the comic. I remember being in the toy aisle, seeing these Spawn toys, and my mom saying, "Those toys look evil. You can't play with those toys." He's kind of assumed that it was all about Satan and stuff like that. So that makes sense for my super suburban Christian mom to say that. But I watched the movie. I think I saw there was like a CGI cartoon. I watched that, but I've never really been big into the Spawn comics. I've never had anything against them, but I just never got into it. But I have loosely followed it. There's this necro, like, energy beam thing, I guess. It kind of fits in his hand. It looks like it could be cool, but there's that. And then, before we get into the other stuff, there is a nice little head here. It's a screaming head. This is one of the other things that he kind of announced afterwards. I like that. I'll probably post actual pictures instead of just forcing you to look at, me holding things up closely to the camera. But we'll see. Sometimes I might have to rely on just holding things up closely to the camera. So there's the foam. You can see this discoloration there. That's how long it's been in that box on its way from China. Let's take a look here. This is the piece de resistance. We are done with this box. There's another piece of foam down there in case you're curious. That's it. I want to be careful because I want to put stuff back in. One of the things about this is he made it so that if you wanted to, you could pull it out, but then you could also put everything back in. It's not going to be mint on card, obviously, but it's going to still be, in card. It's like good for storage and stuff like that. But this is the figure. This is basically a much larger reinterpretation of the box that the original figure came in. Like, it was the whole thing. So that is my Spawn right there. I got his cape's like half open. Flying cape has swing open action. It's weird that he's advertising. It's like a thing that you do on like kids toys, but I never really considered Spawn stuff kids toys. Whatever. It's a Spawn posable action figure from Record Breaking Comic. It's like when you go to Five Guys and they have all the good Five Guys reviews all over. It's like their mom. The Five Guys' mom. 5 moms, or is it 1 mom? It's not 5 brothers, right? It's like their mom decorated because it's all just like their A+ report card stapled over the wall. This is similar vibes right here. So this opens as a little clamshell, and it should just open in theory. I've never done it before. I've only watched Todd do it on a video, and now you're watching me do it on video. Full circle, just full circle. First, we have, this is a reissue, I guess, of Spawn #1. That's fun. That's going to be fun to read. Again, this is the classic comic. There were different versions for the other 2, I believe. So you can pull it out. I guess I'll do that. I honestly never planned on it, but you can see the Spawn. It's got a nice kind of foily look up here on the back. We've got the original toys. I'm guessing that's how it came in the original comic. So that's kind of a fun little thing there. And then, we've got the actual comic in here, and that's fun. I guess the comic's in black and white. So there we go. If you wanted to see more, you should have ordered it, I guess. So what else is in here? I'm just gonna see if I can slip the bubble out, the bubble tray. I don't want to break anything. So I'm kind of being nice, but at the same time, I want it out. There it goes. Okay, so that's the empty bubble tray there, or a clamshell, I guess. This is the bubble tray. Looks like a little two-fold mechanic here. Has it got tape on it? Sometimes, yeah, they did. Trying to be, careful here, but this is one of those things that just doing this is gonna lower the value. And again, some people I know bought these just to resell because being limited like that, there's no way you're gonna lose money on this. I think even still opening this, it's still gonna be, unless I just absolutely destroy it, it's still gonna be worth more money than I paid for it. Not as much as someone who didn't do this, but if you look behind me, you'll notice I have a propensity for opening my toys. I feel like every toy should be open because they are toys and they're meant to be experienced. You're meant to, have that tactile experience with them. Ooh, that's heavy. We have. So I was expecting it to be a little bit more tied down than that. It is tied down on the inside. It's this thing that just. Anyway, you saw it. I think I was having a conversation, but I can't remember about what. Probably something about reselling your figures. Even opening it up, it's going to be worth a lot of money. There's a lot of foam in here to protect it for its journey. And there we go. Look at that. This cape opens. This is a pretty good cape. You can see it from the back there. I love that cape. Love it. You could close it all the way up, like that. And then, of course, you could take it off, I'm assuming. Maybe it's in there pretty good. I thought you should be able to take it off, but, maybe not. It's, in there. So maybe I won't take it off right now because I want to kind of play with it a little bit, but his arm, he's got basic articulation, guys. He's got, a nice single jointed elbow. He's got butterfly shoulders. He's got a lot of stuff here. It's more articulated than most other Spawn figures. But what a lot of people don't like is you see his torso right here. It's twisted a little bit like this. And people don't like that it came pre-twisted. They want to be the one to twist it if it's twisted. Todd shot back saying that he thought it was boring without, I guess, or something like that. Whatever, it's fine. Some people don't care. Some people like it. I'm in the don't care camp. That's fine. He's got legs and stuff here. He's got twists and turns and cuts and knees, double jointed knees. Another little shin cut down here. There's a lot of articulation, and the reason he's got Dan Larson's favorite toe articulation. I agree with him, by the way. Toe articulation kind of sucks because it doesn't really, in my opinion, do anything useful for the figure. There's no real poses you can pull off because the toes articulate that you couldn't do if his toes didn't articulate. But that joint has a tendency to loosen, and it won't prop the figure up. It'll tend to lean forward because that joint wants to bend. So in my opinion, there's more negatives to positives to having a toe joint, but whatever, it's fine. It does come with a stand, and it says record-setting action figure. I guess it is. He's not wrong. It did break all kinds of records. The weird thing about this is I think it won the 2020 Toy of the Year. And the weird part is you bought it in 2020, but not one person, nobody on this earth got one before this week. That's just how it worked. So I don't know why it won a 2020 award. It's a 2021 figure. It didn't come out until 2021. That's how it should work, Todd, if you're watching this. It comes with a stand, and that's nice because sometimes things have a tendency to fall over. What else does it come with here? We have some hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Good times never seem so good, so good, so good, so good. On the left-hand side, we have just a straight circle, and I'm guessing, it's probably the Necro. For the Necro thing, yep, that's probably what it is. Because there's not many things where it just kind of goes straight in like that. The sword, I don't think the bottom comes up. Oh, it does. That's probably a thing that happens. There, oh yeah, it does. Okay. The Necro hand can go in there and do that. But also, if you take the pommel off the sword, I learned this from doing SH Figure Arts stuffs, because that's how you put on expensive weapons on expensive figures. You kind of pre-put them on like so, and then we will go to this hand, because that is the appropriate hand. Otherwise, he's got the wrong hand, and we will pop that in there, and now he's holding his big ass sword like that. That's pretty cool. On the right hand side, he comes with another holding hand, which is just a circle. And then he comes with, so we got two kind of what they call C-cup hands, where they're cupped like this, although it's a little closer. It's more like almost a circle cup like that. But I call them cuppy hands because it's cupping things. You know how it is. The gun has a decent amount of paint on there. Now, I've never been a huge fan of Spawn with a gun. I don't know why. I don't think superheroes or was any kind of like magical thing, when they default to guns, I'm like that seems a little bit counterproductive. Like, why would you have a gun when you can shoot necro energy out of your hands? So he's got his gun, he's got his sword. He looks good. He looks really good. Let's see if I can get the head off. Yes, I can. That just popped right off. And we'll get the screaming head on. I think there was like a shoelace head, because there was a not canon Batman comic, but it is a canon Spawn comic where Batman throws a batarang like right into his face and it splits it and it doesn't heal. So he like ties it together with a shoelace. So there's that. So there's his screaming. Oh, actually that looks pretty rad. You can see though why my mom took one look at this and said like, Michael, you can't play with that. Like, it makes sense. I get it. I'm not saying it's correct. I'm just saying I get it, but that does look sick. So I'm going to be doing my best to exploring it afterwards. I'll probably post a couple pictures, but for now, this is my Spawn. This is my Kickstarter Spawn. I'm going to switch back to the non-screaming head. I do appreciate that a little bit more. That's it. Let me know. Did you get one? Do you regret not getting one? Do you think I'm stupid for getting one? Let me know down in the comments. I love to read and respond to all of them. As far as a score, I guess I should do that, right? I mean, it's tough to give. This is just like a first impression score. Sometimes I get a figure out of the box and I don't like it immediately. Sometimes I love it immediately. And sometimes over the course of time, that can change. Things I love less. Things I like better. I don't know right now why this isn't a perfect 5 out of 5 figure. I don't have any reason other than the fact that it shipped super late. And if, going off availability, the availability sucks, because if you didn't get it in that time window, you won't get it. Not for a decent price anyway. But anyone could have gotten it in that time window, assuming you just had a residence that you could ship to and money to give them at the time. So those are really the only barriers for entry. So that's, in my opinion, the lowest barrier possible. There was a small window, yes, but it wasn't minuscule. Money's a barrier for entry for every figure. And no one really goes to the store and goes like, I just picked it up off the shelf and walked out. I mean, they might. They're wrong, but they might. So I'm going to give it preliminarily a 5 out of 5. Now, I'm going to play around with it. Lots of accessories. It's got a good feel to it. The paint is impeccable. I really, really like it. And I love the presentation. The presentation is top notch. I might do an update video or something like that. So keep your peepers peeled. Anyways, that's it for, the figure. What I said before about commenting below, that's still true. But now this is the part where I thank people for supporting me on Patreon. This is a list of people here that do that. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. If you want to see your name here, you can head over to my Patreon page. If you don't, I'll still post occasionally the people that support me as a membership on my YouTube. And that's only $1. And you get some fun emojis if you want to do that. But that all supports the channel. But I make this for you guys. I'm very thankful. There are people that watch my videos and, support the channel. It's just really nice of you. So thanks a lot. And while you're at it, if you don't mind giving me a like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, hit the bell for more notifications. That goes a long way to help the channel out too. And that's free. But with that, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for getting this far. And I'll see you later. Bye.